Welcome to Math is Easy, step by step. I like to get into another GED type of problem that you see. We're going to work on what's called inequalities. I'm just going to dive right in. What is the correct way of writing x is less than 5, but greater than or equal to negative 3? Okay, everything you need to know is right there written in between those parentheses. And these are the options. A, x minus 5 is greater than or equal to negative 3. B, 5 minus x is greater than or equal to negative 3. C, negative 3 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 5. Or D, negative 3 is greater than or equal to x, or x is greater than or equal to 5. Okay. So I'm going to come back and go over these again to go over a test-taking strategy. You're saying, what? A test-taking strategy? What are you talking about? Well, if you can eliminate one or two of these A, B, C, D options, that would leave you just two to guess from if you do not have any clue to what you're doing, right? And a 50% chance is an incredible, great odds. 50% odds, it's like flipping a coin, right? Compared to 1 out of 4, which is maybe 25%. So 50% would give you a great advantage. And so I want to go over test-taking strategy a little bit later. This will be in part 2 video. But right now what I'd like to do is go over the definitions and to give you examples of inequalities, right? That's less than, greater than, inequalities. And I'd like to go over examples and do a little bit of explaining, right? Do a little bit of explaining. So this symbol here, as it points to the left, that is equal to less than. This symbol means less than. So x is less than 5. And if I substitute a value for x, let's say 3, you can see how that makes the statement true. 3 is less than 5, or 3 is smaller than 5. Or, right, and this is just another way of writing the same thing. You can take that x, that less than symbol and that 5, you can take it and you can flip it over. Right? Now that x is on the far right side, that inequality is now pointing to the right. But they both mean the same thing, right? 5 is greater than x, right? 5 is greater than 3. So coming back over here, x is less than 5. I'm going to use money, $3. $3 is less than or smaller than $5, right? We took that and we flipped it, we rewrote it. So the inequality is now pointing the opposite direction. That x value is now over here on the right side is 3. And you can say it, 5 is greater than 3. $5 is more than $3, right? So these values are saying the same thing. Hey, if this isn't clicking, stick with me. I got a few more examples to show you. Here's the greater than symbol, okay? This is the greater than symbol. When it points to the right, that means greater than. So x is greater than 5. Or 5 is less than x. If I took that x greater than 5 and I flipped it, you can see how that x would end up on the right side. The inequality is now pointing in the opposite direction. That 5 kind of stays where it's at, okay? Let's substitute a value for 10 for x, right? And let's use money, right? Let's substitute that value for 10 for x. So $10 is greater than $5, right? That's true. I'd rather have 10 bucks than 5 bucks any day of the week. Or you could say $5 is less than $10, right? So both of these, x greater than 5 or 5 is less than x, they are saying the same thing. It's just written a different way. All right, hopefully some of this is clicking for you. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going here. Let's take a look at what's called another inequality. Less than or equal to. So this symbol means less than or equal to. You can see how it's the less than. And then anything that has a line underneath it, any inequality with a line underneath it means equal to, right? So this one is less than or equal to, okay? So x is less than or it's equal to 5. And if we took that and flipped it, you can see the x is now on the far right side. The inequality is now pointing to the right, okay? Let's substitute 5 for x. $5 is less than or equal to $5. This is a true statement. $5 is equal to $5. Right? $5 may not be less than $5, but $5 is equal to, remember the or equal, right? $5 is less than or it's equal to $5. $5 is greater than or equal to $5. Let's take another look here with another value substituted for x. So if x was 3, and we wrote it like we see it here, you say $3 is less than or equal to $5. Now 3 is not equal to 5, but $3 is less than or equal to 5. It is a true statement. And if you took that and you flipped it over, right, where now 3 is at the opposite end, the inequality is pointing in the opposite direction, the 5 just stays where it's at, you're saying 5 is greater than or equal to 3. $5 is greater than or equal to $3. Hey, I'd rather have $5 than $3 any day of the week. So can you understanding? This is just another way of writing the same type of thing you're trying to express, right? All right, let's take a look at this last example here, and then I'll get into part 2 video, and then get in some test taking strategies to help you answer some of these test questions. All right, so this is a greater than symbol, right? Greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to symbol you see here. So x is greater than or equal to 5. Or another way to write that is to flip it. Take this sucker right here and just flip it over. So you got the x on the opposite side. The inequality is now pointing to the left, and the 5 just kind of stays where it is. So x is greater than or equal to 5, or 5 is less than or equal to x. Let's put in some values so this makes sense. I'm going to substitute 5 for x on both sides here, both examples. And 5 is greater than or equal to 5. Of course, 5 is greater than or equal to 5. 5 is equal to 5. This makes a true statement. Or 5 is less than or equal to 5. Of course, this is true. 5 is equal to 5. Now I'm going to substitute 3 for x here on both sides. 3 is greater than or equal to 5. Well, it's not equal to 5. And 3 is not greater than 5. That is a pretty bad example. But guess what? I can fix that example in real time. I can say 13, right? I was trying to use the same number throughout because I used 3 and 5 here. So I can change this in real time. Hey, we all make mistakes. Mistakes are the golden road to knowledge. You make a mistake, don't fret, don't get upset. Just learn by it and don't do it again. So 13 is greater than or equal to 5. Well, 13 is not equal to 5. 13 is greater than 5. Okay? And if you took this and you flipped it over, you'd have 5. Change the inequality is less than or equal to. 13 is now on the opposite side. What does this mean? 5 is less than or equal to 13. Well, 5 is not equal to 13, but 5 is less than 13, which makes this a true statement. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. And let me tell you something. Once you start to catch your mistakes, that means you really are understanding the math that you're doing. Thank you for joining me. Stick around for part 2.